If you've seen any of the video or photo content from Ski Rex Media, you've seen the hat that I wear from Peace and Pow. And just for the fun of it, this week we're talking to proprietor, founder, and the person who just is all about the Peace and Pow vibe. We talked to Jumpin' Steve this week on the old Ski Rex Media podcast. So as promised, this week on the old Ski Rex Media podcast, we have Jumpin' Steve, Steve Long from Peace and Pow. You know the name because I wear it every week. It's always on the program. It's always on everything I do. Steve, how you doing, sir?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
Good, my friend, good. So now, when we first met was down in Boston last November at the Ski and Snowboard Expo.
Correct.
And which is not happening this year for those who don't know. At least not in person, you know, as many things are. And I was completely drawn to your booth, as you saw, as your whole setup. I was drawn to it. And
Right.
I think a lot of other people are too. And one of the things was the whole vibe. What was the idea of it? You see the Peace and Pow. What does that mean? So if you want to just give a quick overview of what you do, the origin story, just tell us the story.
Well, so I'm 7 years into this venture, and it all started when I was doing a re-up for my PSIA certification for teaching, because I teach skiing at Waterville on the weekends in the wintertime. And I was out at Whiteface for this re-up for the long weekend, and it was Saturday. It was a bulletproof day. Worst skiing I think I've ever done anywhere in the world.
Gotta
Um,
love that.
And then Sunday or Saturday night, wet snow came in, stuck to the ice, and got about 12 inches on top. And Sunday was just this awesome pow day. And I was in a group with about 10 different people, mostly like high-end skiers, very high level. And we were basically skiing over the mountain. I was taking a bunch of pictures and video from the weekend. And on the Monday after the event, I sent an email off to everybody that I met, and I signed it "Peace and Pow to all." And at that point, I had a vision of the snowflake with the circles dropping on the ends, making peace signs, and Peace and Pow was born.
Very nice. So it is a whole vibe then, right? Would you agree with that? Would that be
Oh yeah,
accurate?
yeah. I mean, it's just it's like powder hounds unite kind of thing. We're all out there trying to enjoy life, and the Pow just really makes it all happen. I mean, and
Mm.
there's a lot of people out there that, I can't stand the powder, but the powder hounds out there know what it's all about. And we all try to get as many powder days in a year. And it's kind of funny because if I my bar is, if I can get like five, like 6 to 12 inch days in a year, I'm happy.
Oh yeah.
Living in Northeast, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh
And out
yeah.
west, people are like, I've got to have 50 powder days, to make my season good. So, someday I might have that. Probably not
Someday.
anytime soon, but this brand was was just like this 5 second, all of a sudden light bulb went off kind of thing. And I've been working on it ever since. And finally did the Boston Ski Show last year, and it was very successful. I mean, it was very eye-opening, and to people like not even knowing the brand or ever seen it before, just like totally into it. So it was awesome. And unfortunately that COVID has kind of sidetracked things a little bit here, but I'm still working on you know moving forward for this next season. I will probably be partnered with the Vertical Challenge people this year, doing some stuff with them.
Oh nice.
I'm also going to be trying to reach out to some mountains and maybe just have a freestanding booth at some mountains too. So we'll see how that all goes. COVID, is kind of, is going to determine what happens there, but we'll see what happens. But been working hard on my website, so it's been updated and more mobile friendly, and got a lot more stuff on there to be able to build hats. And basically with the brand, you can get on the website and you can build a hat, I say. And building a hat means to me is like, you pick what logo you want on front, you pick what you want for your side patch. And I have destinations that can be on those patches. And so you build a hat or build a beanie and put it in your shopping cart. So I've been working hard to make that functional, a lot more functional than it was,
Sure.
and be able to handle hopefully more volume as things progress. And I spent probably 120 hours on the website in the last 2 weeks. So
Wow. So you're ready to go.
yeah, well, being a web application developer by trade is helps me a little bit.
Definitely comes in handy, I'm sure. So now, you said you could build a hat, the whole thing. Anybody who ever watches any Ski Rex Media video content knows I wear mine. I have, the one, this Vermont on the side, the one logo on the front. All that's available on the website. Like you said, you might be doing other things like partnering with the Vertical Challenge folks. Do they have a schedule this year even?
I don't think it's come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I had talked to their director a couple weeks ago, and as far at that point, they're still looking to do something for this year. So hopefully they can get it figured out. Um, but I will be working with them if it comes to pass that we actually do something or they do something.
That would be nice. Ski racing's kind of taken a beating this year because of, same thing, COVID-19. Pros aren't getting out there. Nobody, well, I mean, they are, but not in the way they once were. Um, so
Yeah, but the so New Hampshire came out with its guidelines for the winter season. So
this
I'm
is
sure
true.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but um,
Yes, I took a look at that the other day, actually.
yeah. So they're not. I mean, mountains won't be shut down, though. There'll be some restrictions and capacity and lodges and whatnot. But skiing's a socially distancing kind of sport. So
Hmm.
I can always drink a beer 6 feet apart from somebody at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You know what? It's funny though. I still think it's gonna be a good winter, even for everybody. With limited capacities and all that good stuff. I still think it's gonna be good. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe I'm
it's
too hopeful.
no, I feel it in my bones. It's coming. I think we're gonna have a pretty awesome winter. So even if there are restrictions to travel out west or whatever, I think I'm in New Hampshire, you're in Vermont. I think
Yep.
New England's gonna have a pretty good winter for us powder hounds.
I think so. I think the snow's gonna hit. I think the people are. I mean, the people are here anyway. Like I've started to see. I think more out of state cars than I see in state cars right now.
Yeah,
But that's good. I mean, it'll keep everybody open.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, as long as you keep your distance and you wear your mask and you be smart about it, we can control this thing. So. Um, And when you're out on the mountain, I don't know about you, but I don't try to get as close as 6 feet to somebody when I'm going down the hill.
no,
And
goodness
quite
no.
frank, quite frankly, I'm jumping Steve. I'm off in the woods or the side of the trail trying to get the fresh powder or anything that's left.
Exactly. No way, man. I'll be as social as anybody wants on a chair, but I need my space on that trail, man.
Right.
We all do, and I think it's gonna work out great.
Yeah.
Um, and I think
I don't know.
go ahead.
I don't know if you saw the what was happening out in Mount Rainier the last couple of days. Did you?
The accident, or was that the missing person?
Well, I thought there probably I don't know if there was a missing person, but all I know is 2 nights ago they started out getting about 2 to 3 feet of snow for the afternoon and two to three
Oh,
feet of snow overnight, and then another foot or so today, and another half a foot tomorrow or something. So they're up to probably 7 to 8 feet of snow in the past 3 days.
oh, that's sick. Yeah, the only news I saw out of there over the last couple days was somebody. Maybe it's not even Rainier. I don't remember. But somebody was missing somewhere big. But 7 or 8 feet already. It's not even Halloween. That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
awesome though.
Well, I mean that's at like 9,000 feet plus. So I mean
True.
that's like the top of Crystal. So maybe the top of
Mhm.
Crystal got a little bit, but Mount Rainier itself just got buried.
I say that's a start though. That's a
Yeah.
wicked good start. I think maybe it's a sign of things to come. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, hopefully they found that person. I didn't hear that report.
Yeah. Again, I could be completely blowing that one. Believe me, if the head wasn't attached, it would be gone. So I get stuff wrong all the time, but I'm willing to admit it, and that's okay. So you were talking about your website. You've been working on that. That's really the only place to get your gear right now, or if someone catches you in person, maybe.
Well, I do. I've been selling out of Lahoots up in Lincoln for the third. This would be the third year now.
And that's up in New
Um,
Hampshire for those who
and that,
don't
yeah,
know.
the general store up in Lincoln.
Hmm.
That's a pretty big store. It's pretty awesome store actually. And I'm selling out of a shop out of Plastow, Mountain Dog Sports. Um, and I'll be getting into a couple other shops around southern New England here.
Very nice.
I'm just trying to finalize those, what they want to order. So I won't mention their names until they do that. Um,
That's understandable. Totally
but yeah,
understand.
I'm kind of, because with COVID, that, I did the Winter Expo there in January down in Providence and
Yes.
had a lot of interest from a lot of stores. But then, COVID-19 hit shortly after that, and that kind of blew everything apart. And
Surely did.
you know, so got to rework that. And I figured, let's really more concentrate on getting online sales and maybe some other partnerships that get my booth out there because my booth has, I've done two events and they've both been phenomenal successes. So um, let's work on the site and online sales and let's get the booth out there if we can to some places and try to really bring it to the public.
That, and you know me, I push it as often as I can. I tell
Sure.
people about it. I made a friend because of the hat of yours I have.
There you go.
Um, oh wow. Oh yes, I totally lost my train of thought. Everyone. Awesome. No, you were telling me the last time we were on the phone. In fact, because you were just bringing up how successful it has been when you've been on site at an event or whatever, and you told me a story that you did maybe close to the sales of someone that's a bigger name. Do you want to tell that story, or do you want to leave that one
Well,
out?
I probably shouldn't get into specifics on that, but the one of the big boys there at the show had told me their numbers, and I was half of that, and they've been in business for 20 plus years. So,
Totally.
and that show actually supposedly did like some of their best numbers ever. So, half of their best numbers ever for the first time ever at a show, I thought was pretty darn good.
Yeah, and believe me, for those listening or watching, man, like I said, we're gonna keep it maybe not the specifics, but believe me, it would shock the hell out of you that our friend here, Steve, almost was that close to smoking them. I've been in retail a long time. It makes me laugh. I don't know. Maybe I was in retail for too long. Who knows? But that's a great story. So you also told me the last time we talked that there was new things coming. Like you see what I have, but now there's new designs and they have stories too, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had some of the designs for the ski show. So basically, I have the main logo, which I call the Zen logo, which is the original snowflake with the circles with the peace signs.
Sure.
But I've added a couple, looks, and at the ski show, I had what I call my patrol patch, which is a triangular patch with the logo and kind of some mountain peaky things on it.
Yeah, that's the one I
And
have actually.
yeah, that's the one you have, and that all that's about is like we're on patrol for the powder.
Yep.
It's nothing to do with ski patrol, but a lot of the patrollers like my hat. Um, but it's really that we're on this adventure. We're on patrol for the powder. We're always trying to find and get that next powder day, to make our lives a lot more enjoyable.
Hmm.
So that's what that one's about. I have another one that's my tagline is "Have you had your peace and power moment today?" And that one is really just a picture that I took when I was at Grand Targhee out there in Wyoming on a trip several years ago. It's just a swoosh in the backcountry. It's just a picture that's actually on the hat. So that's my moment hat, the peace and power moment.
Sure.
And the tagline is "Have you had your peace and power moment today?"
Yeah.
And then my fourth main design is what I call the floret hat, and that is really just taking 1/6 of the logo of the original logo, and I call it the floret. And it's I usually put it on the side of the hat, not centered on the hat, and it's pretty funky. It's pretty cool. People are liking it.
Awesome. Very nice. Um, well, let's get a little off the brand, man. You said you're up there in Waterville.
Yeah, I've been this will be my 12th year working up there. things might be a lot more interesting this winter. I have a son who's a very good football player, and things might be getting pretty interesting here in a few months.
Very nice.
So I don't know how much time I'll be able to get up there. I've told them that. I've told them, scenarios and because usually you commit to 30 days up there for the weekend warriors and but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that many days. We'll have to see.
Well, now you teach, right? That's right.
I've been teaching. This would be my 12th year teaching scheme.
All right. Are you worried about teaching in the era of COVID-19?
Um, the only instance where it would really be a concern is beginners.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because then you're usually helping them with their boots, and if they're falling a lot, you're helping them get up. So they'll have to change all the protocols of how you deal with the clientele in that regard, or at least change them a little bit.
Right.
But like when you're teaching a novice or intermediate, I mean, usually those people aren't falling that much, and you don't really necessarily have to be right in front of them, and usually when
Yeah.
you're teaching, you're really not more than within 10 feet of them, giving them space to make their turns and whatnot. So
Oh, very
yeah,
good.
I don't really have that much of a concern, and I think we're all I wear the neck gaiter all the time,
Sure. Sure.
whether it's warm or cold, I'm always wearing it just so I don't get chafe on the face or whatever.
Very good.
But I don't know if you saw the article that came out a couple of days ago talking about people are like criticizing people wearing neck gaiters that they don't do anything. And
Mm-hmm.
there was a research done that shows that neck gaiters are actually more efficient when they're doubled up than regular face masks.
And there you go. I didn't see that particular article, but I have heard, I've actually seen it out in public. People are like, "Oh, that's nothing," and I'm like, okay, I don't know, but
Yeah,
if there's research to the contrary, then awesome. That's
yeah,
great because I
yeah.
love them.
The research was showing like that your regular standard double layer mask was like 86% effective, whatever. But
Sure.
that if you double and triple up a neck gaiter,
Yep.
it was up to like 95% effective.
Oh, even better, dude. And people love
So
those. I
yeah,
love mine. I have a couple, including one of yours. I have two of yours actually.
there you
Um,
go.
so yeah, I'll be peace and powing all over the place this year, kids. You better believe it. So if you're up in Waterville teaching and living here in New England, is this your favorite place to ski the ice coast, or would you prefer to be out west just for the fun of it?
Uh, well, I can't say that I've been to every place in the world or out
Sure.
west, not really in the world. Only anything out of the U.S. has been the Whistler Blackcomb. I've been to Whistler Blackcomb for my honeymoon, actually.
Nice.
But we've had great days here in New England.
Oh yeah.
I do enjoy going out west. I haven't been out west in a couple of years, but I've been to snowboard in Alta and Vail and Winter Park, Copper, A Basin, Crystal out in Washington.
Sure.
And
Sure.
as I said, I was up at Whistler Blackcomb for my honeymoon, and Grand Targhee was a pretty special place out there in Wyoming.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna burn my bridges in New England, but Then again, I've had multiple 30-inch powder days here in New England.
Oh yeah.
Multiple. You know, I mean, I remember one day at Killington, it was a 34-inch powder day. I had 2 weekends in a row up at Brenton Woods with 30 plus powder days. I
Mm-hmm.
had a 36-inch powder day at I can't think of the mountain now. Ragged,
Okay.
Ragged.
Sure.
I had a 36-inch powder day there. So we get and I don't know if you remember the winter where we had like J Peak had like 700 inches, and then the next season they had 800 inches.
No, I don't
That
remember
that
that.
was that was what 18 20 years ago maybe, or
Maybe.
maybe. But yeah, those
I
those
mean, I
winters
believe you.
those winters were just unreal, dude. I mean, there were I like to jump off little cliffs and stuff, not
Sure.
not big ones, but little ones, and the whole cliff trail there at Stowe was just buried. I mean, like you'd normally have like 6 or 8 foot like little jumps and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
they were like a foot.
Damn. Damn.
It was just so buried,
You
just
know,
so buried up there.
I've told people, I mean, maybe it's hometown pride, or whatever. But I tell man, New England's no joke. It really isn't. Maybe not as consistent as other places, but it's still no joke, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think what happens I mean, out west, there's so much space, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make your own trail, and nobody else will touch that POW for 2 days. You know what I mean? Because there's
Sure.
just so much acreage.
Yeah.
Out here, you get constant, Killingtons and the Stows, and it just and Sunday River and Sugarloaf. They get so many people in such a small acreage that the powder gets tracked out pretty quick. But if
Oh
on
yeah.
these smaller resorts, like Waterville
Mm-hmm.
that I work at, you know, you, yeah, it can be busy, but it's not like super overwhelmed. I mean, you're never like sitting in the lift line more than like 10 or 15 minutes to get on the lift. And there's plenty of terrain that, doesn't get tracked out, and there's lots of glades that people don't even know about. And why that's the nice thing about, teaching at a mountain. You find all those glades, and, a couple days after the storm, you can still be finding some fresh tracks. So,
Heck yeah, man. I believe it. Um, I won't take you too much longer, but I will ask about one more story you told me. It's kind of a name dropper story, and I really liked it. And it'd be a good one to close out with, I think. It's the Jim Cantori story.
oh yeah.
Do a
Oh,
little name drop in here.
yeah, that was pretty interesting because I had been going to the ski show, not with the booth until this last season, but I've been going down because I went out to SIA out in Denver, the snow sports industry show. Um, and I met a couple people out there, and I kind of was following them at the ski show and with their booths and checking in with them. And I met one of the reps for a ski company and was trying to hook
Sure.
up with him to talk to him at the show. And I was walking over to the booth he works at, and then noticed that he was getting a beer with a gentleman,
Yep.
pretty close to their booth. So he goes, "Hey, Steve, come on over." And I walk on over, and he's chatting with Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel, which I'm a huge fan. And I was like, "Wow, dude, hey, dude, Jim Cantori." And so we're starting chatting, and
So
he noticed
awesome.
all my Peace and Pow gear, and he started asking me about it, and he was loving it. So I gave him a T-shirt and stickers, and I can't remember if I gave him a hat or not, but yeah, but he was loving it. It was pretty exciting.
That is kind of awesome, especially that guy. He puts himself in harm's way all the time for them, those people he works for. Man, I've seen that guy almost blow away, like right to Oz. So that's great. I
Yeah,
love that guy. I think everybody loves that guy.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Maybe if there's really awesome snow this year in New England, maybe he'll be up reporting up at Killington or something. We'll have to hook up.
That would be awesome. Plus, I think he's a New Englander anyway.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure if he actually grew up in and around Rutland, but I know he definitely is from that area somewhere up there.
Sure, man.
And he to Killington, I think, for a good part of his life.
Awesome. I love that guy. I think everybody loves that guy. But I love your stuff too. Absolutely. I push it, like I said, anytime I can. If people ask me where to get it, I usually steer them to their website, which will be all in the description here and on screen and everything for everyone to find. And we'll try and drive you some traffic. Why not? Plus, it was interesting hearing you
Absolutely.
talk.
Absolutely, man. It's I'm getting pretty excited. If you've been watching some of my posts on Instagram,
Hmm, hmm.
this is definitely the time of year when I start dreaming about powder days. But
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, when I saw that people were posting some information about the big snow going to be happening out in Washington State,
Hmm.
it's like I took some screenshots of the NOAA forecast for Mount Rainier, and it just is
Oh, yeah.
they they were going to get pummeled.
Yeah, they're gonna take it, and then it's only a matter of time before it gets this way.
Yeah, it's. I think Mount Washington was supposed to have some snow couple like a night or two ago, like 2 to 4 inches or something.
Yeah, they said it was coming. I didn't know if it was before today or after today or whenever, but yeah,
Mm.
they've been talking about it, and they've been frosty up there. They show pictures almost every morning with frost at the very least.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's coming, and it's going to be a good one. I can feel.
I think it is too. Well, thank you, my friend, for coming on the old program. I really do appreciate it. Steve from Jumpin' Steve from Peace and Pow. Check that out. Like I said, I love his stuff. I love the design. I think it looks great. My hat, it's everywhere daily, and it hasn't gone away yet. It takes a beating and keeps going. So thank you, sir. I really do appreciate it.
No problem, my friend.
And
Okay.
we'll catch you during the winter here, maybe during Vertical Challenge, or maybe I'll just sneak on up there to Waterville, depending on who's quarantining where. I don't know. I don't even know what the travel rules are, to be honest.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. And hopefully, with the flu season upon us, that things won't get much worse.
I hope not. And I don't think it will. I have faith, though. Very,
Yeah.
very optimistic person.
Right.
Very good. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate
All
it, and
right.
we'll see you during the winter.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And do your snow dance.
Oh, every day, baby. Every day. Every day. That's my cardio, is the snow dance.
And remember, skiing's dancing, dancing's skiing.
It absolutely is, and should be an Olympic sport because of it.
That's exactly right.
I don't know. Thanks, bud.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
And there you have it, Jumpin' Steve from Peace and Pow. Great guy, great conversation. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed having it. If you didn't notice, this might have been the very first and so far only Ski Rex Media podcast without a lot of swear words in it, or even a few swear words in it. There were 0 swear words in it. Isn't that something, a new record? But anyway, if you are interested, as you can see in the video version, my hat, and in the other video projects or content, in the photo content, my hat has popped up many times. If you are interested in one of your own, please head to check out peaceandpow.com, where you can build your own hat with a logo similar to mine or the other variations with your state or region on it for you powder chasers out there. Or even if you just like skiing and snowboarding a little bit, man, go ahead, check it out. Links are in the description. In fact, by the time this goes live, there might even be a special link in there that you could check out, which you'll also be able to find on skirexmedia.com, which of course is always linked in the description of both the audio and video versions. Please check that out. Check out my other content on, check out my social media as well as Peace and Pal social media. And like I said to Jumpin' Steve, I'll say it to you, man, I'll see you out there. This winter's going to be a good one. I can feel it already. COVID-19 be damned. I'll see y'all out there later. Thank you.